Hi everyone, I'm David Griffin.
And I'm Michael Medina.
We're to bring you the penultimate episode of Arrow Season 2, which is episode 22, Streets of Fire. The big episode.
Good stuff.
Summer Glau's wearing a mask that's too big for her head, but that's okay because later on she takes it off. I hope she keeps it off. But no, this is a lot going on. I complained last week that last episode was a little fillery, too much filler in that episode.
Yeah.
This episode took off.
That's the thing. But last week was a good setup for this explosion of action.
There's a lot of action.
Non-stop,
A lot of action.
man.
A lot of action. So many places to go.
Yeah,
Let's
where do you
see.
start
Where
with
do
this
we
episode?
start? Let's start with something small. Start with Malcolm Merlyn and Thea. They'll like take off the mask. She's my daughter, something like that. You know, like oh no, you know, very Star Wars type moment.
It keeps throwing like all these little like, oh, your eyes are my eyes.
My eyes, you know, all these.
It's like, we get it.
And Thea goes and shoots him at the end. I mean, now I'm going to assume that Malcolm Merlyn and all that armor he has on, he's probably okay. She was aiming more in this area, not at his face, so I'm sure he's okay.
I mean, we saw what happened at the end of last season, so I think he's going to be okay.
He seems to be hard to kill, so that's going to be okay.
But I'm curious to know just what his end game is right now, because I mean, obviously you know what he's capable of,
Right.
And so he seems like he genuinely, after what happened to Tommy and you know him losing his wife and stuff, Thea, that's really all he has left, and really all Thea has left.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
all they have,
except for Oliver. So it'd be interesting to see like, you know, what happens, what that dynamic is, because I couldn't help but think, and maybe this is just me, but I was thinking, what if, you know, because Thea right now she's in a difficult place.
She's wandering.
Right now.
She doesn't have purpose.
She doesn't She doesn't.
Her club was taken away from her, probably destroyed.
But I was wondering, like, what if, you know, she goes bad? What if Malcolm takes her under his wing and maybe she becomes like, you know, Oliver's Merlyn? You know, maybe it's not her dad. Maybe it's not Malcolm. Maybe it's Thea.
Yeah.
You know, Speedy.
Exactly. So that was good. I like those parts. I mean, it's a little funny, a little silly. I mean, you know, Thea's just like in the subway by herself in this mega city with 500,000 people. Ain't nobody in that subway. I'm like, really? You know, there's always steam.
Always steam.
In Arrow, you have to have steam coming out the pipes.
It's a dangerous city.
You have to. It's hot. You know, it's hot. So that was a good moment. Let's talk about Kevin Alejandro.
Oh, yeah.
Brother Blood himself making an exit. Kind of sad. You and I are both kind of sad about that.
Yeah, I mean, I know we both liked him on True
He
Blood,
was great.
You know
True Blood. Yeah, he's good on True Blood.
But we also liked him in this show as well and stuff. I know when we were watching, though, we were a little, I don't know, like a little disappointed, like with how Brother Blood was kind of treated.
We're wondering and put it out to you, like, what's up with him going good at the end? Because this dude kills his dad, you know, as you have to become Brother Blood. He commits an act of patricide. He's kind of weird to his mom, or who's living in that mental facility. I mean, he doesn't seem like he's a good guy. Like you were saying, he was going to create something new, maybe a new city, but like a twisted version.
Exactly, what he thought was like, you know,
so
the
fact that, I mean, maybe that's the thing. Maybe that was his conflict with Slade, was that, look, I don't want to destroy the whole city, but I want to build a new one, and Slade just wants to kill everything. He wants it to be ash, is what he said.
And which is not surprising, because I think we all kind of knew this was coming anyways, and that Brother Blood was a pawn. But I mean, I like Brother Blood, and I knew this was slightly different than what we're used to seeing in the comic books, but I would have liked to have seen him a little bit more nutty, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, with the mask
and certainly not getting killed at the end.
Yeah, that was sad. I mean, because he was in the season in the first part a little more.
Yeah.
Then he took a break. He wasn't there as Moya was running for mayor. Like you saw him every now and then you see him a lot more at the end, but now he's gone.
This is true.
I mean, it's great that they kill off characters. You know, we had
but then they find their way back. So
yeah, they do come back. A lot of them come back. Tommy hasn't come back yet, so I'm hoping Tommy stays dead. But I mean, so it was good. It was just sad to see him go.
Yeah.
And Summer Glau is Ravager. We don't like her with the mask.
Do not. It's
her outfit's awesome. I love the swords. Love the leather.
She looks great without it.
It's just that mask.
Great without the helmet.
I think it's too big for her head or something. It makes her head look big here.
Plus, like I think it works for Deadpool, but on her, maybe it's just her frame. It looks kind of cheesy. It looks a little lame.
But. But I hope I'd like to see her just rock it with the long hair. And, I mean, there's some scenes. We're going to talk about this next week. Or talk about some spoilers later on in the review. They're not spoilers. Mike and I kind of slow analyze the trailer for next week. We'll talk about the end, and I'll warn you before we talk about that in case you don't want to know about that kind of stuff. But moving on, let's see the sisters. The sisters. So Sarah and Laurel have a nice meeting. Black Canary is revealed. She goes deep, takes off the wig, takes off the mask, has a nice reveal.
But not before Laurel figures it out.
She's just like looking at her like, Sarah. I'm like, really? You didn't know it was her? I mean, come on. The dimple, like everything, like it's her. Come on. Yeah.
And I mean, it might have seemed a little corny when she's like giving her the hero pep talk or whatever, but I mean, it was good at the same time.
And then like later in the office, the cop's like, man, some blonde just took a baby out of a burning building. That girl's a hero. And it's like, it's a little cheesy. Maybe I am a hero. Maybe I am.
But it was good though. I still enjoyed it. I mean, as cheesy as it was, I still liked it.
So, I mean, it was nice. So we know the reveal. She goes in, saves the bird. Why is it so, it's so cliche, so comic book cliche. My baby. If you're a mom or a dad, parents out there, the first thing I would assume you would grab out when your house is burning down is your baby. You wouldn't go, leave, just be like, oh, where's my baby?
Not on TV and film. They grab their slippers, grab their cell phone.
Like Backdraft, Fire movie, Superman. There's always a baby in the house. I'm like, who's leaving the babies in the crib? Did you just forget that it's there? But anyway, that was funny. So I guess the big thing now, I guess the other area we got to move into is our main group. So Oliver, Felicity, Diggle. Doing something. He's basically driving Miss Daisy now. I mean, he's driving, get in the car. And of course, everybody else, which includes Slade and them. So they were off first in the beginning trying to get this thing from Star Labs, a cure for the Mirakura's cure. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was pretty cool. I mean, obviously.
Poor guy stuck in the car.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, by the way, I'm here. I'm stuck. I'm here. My
leg's
leg's
broken. We see that it's been intercepted by Slade's henchmen.
Yep.
Which was kind of cool and stuff. And so they're doing their thing. Obviously, they had a little run-in with Ravager or Isabel at the beginning when they ran over a car and she got up kind of Terminator style.
Yeah.
But no, I liked them in this episode. I thought Felicity had a good moment with Oliver when they were in what looked like the Watchtower. It looked like it could have been the Watchtower. I know you never watched Smallville. They had a Watchtower that kind of looked like that. So
and you notice the camera zooming on the hand? Yeah. The camera always, every time they touch, Oliver would touch, it was like the camera zoomed in on the hand, like, pay attention to that. Love Triangle coming up, people. This is the CW. Don't forget what channel we're on right now.
A little foreshadowing for something that was said later on when Brother Blood tells him that, he's going to kill someone that you really love.
I know. The question is, who does Oliver love? All right, let's start typing now. Start typing. Who does Oliver love above all else? Is it Thea? Is it Felicity?
Laurel?
Is it Laurel?
Maybe Sarah.
Maybe Sarah. He's got so
Diggle?
many. Maybe Cynthia Dye Robinson. Maybe. I always forget her name. What's her name? Cynthia's character.
Oh,
she's in charge of Argus. I always forget.
You talking about Amanda Waller?
Amanda Waller.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it's Amanda Waller. I don't know. I mean, he has so many ladies. Who knows all the ladies he has? So that was interesting. We didn't. So Oliver really didn't do much fighting this episode.
Yeah, not nearly as much as I would have thought. Yeah.
I'm guessing the big Deathstroke fight is going to be at the end. We have obviously said what Argus is the Argus is the military group that Amanda Waller is controlling. They're going to level the town. He has till dawn. Because this episode ended just on done with Thea shooting Malcolm.
Which it's not surprising given the fact that
it's like a big two-part finale basically.
Exactly. Like, we had our little prelude I guess last week and stuff, and this is kind of like part one and stuff. So you knew it was going to end like that. Right. So, nice little cliffhanger. But all in all, I mean, I thought the action was there even though we didn't see a lot of Oliver fighting.
Right, yeah.
But
oh yeah, definitely a lot of action,
A lot of action. We also, going back to the cure and stuff, we see this moment where, they get Roy from I guess he's
Roy's been sleeping Beauty the last few episodes. Yeah, what's Roy doing?
So, Oliver's kind of conflicted. Like, he wants to inject him with the cure. Felicity's like, no, don't do that, whatever. Right. So he's a little, but then when he gets off the phone with Waller, and finds out what's going to happen and stuff, that they're basically just going to blow the city. He just does it, So it kind of ends, which, again, kind of leads towards what we saw for next week, which is a bit of a spoiler, which shouldn't be a surprise.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll do a little section at the end here where we talk about everything. So I mean, let's see, what else do we have? We covered all basically the major events that happened. Laurel.
Well, let's not forget about Laurel's dad also, who gets promoted back up to detective.
He's got his detective badge again. I mean, he's basically in charge. So the guy's like, well, you know more about this than I do, so hey, make the call. I'm like, really?
It might have seemed a little hokey or whatever, but it's a good scene nonetheless because it does show the police department embracing kind of, I guess, Arrow as, to fight a mask, you need a mask. So that's kind of cool and may help Oliver make that transition from being known as a vigilante to an actual hero.
Yep. He's not the hero you need, but the one you know.
Because he's going through a hard time, and I was like, I'm failing this city.
Yeah, he put his own line on himself. He said, "I have failed this city." Yeah. He used his own line on himself. Poor guy, he's not doing well. But Felicity's there to bring him back up. So
exactly.
Let's go into our predictions and just conversation about the finale. It's been a great season. It's been an exciting season. A lot going on. We're also going to get into, I don't want to call it spoilery, because if you watch the show on television, you see the clip after, we're like, next week on the CW. And so we kind of slowed the trailer down a little bit, kind of went frame by frame on some of the scenes. So if you don't want all the details, and maybe, we'll see you next week for the finale, which we can't wait for. But let's kind of go into that. So in the trailer, which you were saying, I wish I didn't give this away, we see that we see Roy.
We see he's
okay,
alive and well.
Which I mean, I guess we didn't think he was gonna die.
Not really a surprise, but nonetheless, it's like you're kind of
And he's got the mask on.
Yeah.
And a hood, and he's got his red hood on.
Well, you need the hood.
You gotta have the hood, so no one knows who you are.
Yeah, I mean, and it looked like he has a quiver, like he's carrying one.
Yeah.
So Red Arrow, Arsenal.
There's basically a picture of them like strutting up the street, like big strut.
Because even though they do show him, you don't really see what he's capable of doing. So you don't know if he was completely cured of the Mirakuru, or maybe he still retained a little something.
Right.
Who knows?
We also see, of course, I have a lot of ladies. I like the ladies, but we also have Nyssa is coming back.
Yeah.
Katrina
and we see who she's fighting.
Yeah, there's a scene where you see her like pull on the hair of Ravager,
mask and all.
Isabel Rocha.
Mask and
she's
all.
got the mask on again. Unfortunately, I wish she would take the mask off. And you see them fight. So it looks like it's going to be a great fight at the end, a great duel between those two girls.
But then also that scene when you see Roy and Oliver, you could see what looks like it could be some members of the League of Assassins.
And they're all fighting together.
Them.
Yeah, they're all helping them out.
So it's going to get a little nutty.
Right, because we know that she's gone. Sarah went away.
Yeah.
She's like, where'd you go? She's like, I had to go away for a while. Like, we know she's probably went to Nyssa. She had to go see an old friend.
Yeah.
Probably asking for help. She's going to come and help out. So it's going to be great to see her. It's going to be interesting to see where all these characters are after next week, where they all go.
Absolutely. Because the thing is, too, and going back to Malcolm, and obviously, it's safe to say he's probably going to come back. He's probably going to be okay. But, like, what's his reasoning for being there? I mean, he did appear earlier in the season.
And he's left the League of Assassins because Raish is after him, or will be after him if he knows of his whereabouts. So it's like, what's his game? What's his move right now? Now that his whole attempt in the city's kind of failed, like, what's he up to now?
Like, do they know that he's okay, that he's alive? It's like, what's the deal with that?
So when League of Assassins comes next week, it's interesting to see how that interaction goes. And also, too, I guess maybe some of you might be wondering, like, why Mike and I didn't talk too much about the flashbacks this week. And I guess because the flashbacks this week didn't really reveal a whole lot. I mean, you got to see them. Their plot on the attacking the Mazo, the ship, is still going on. Slade catches them, trying to find the Mirakuru and all that. But like it's still
Oliver goes and rescues.
Right, and we like his Russian friend is funny.
Who I do love. He's great. So much fun.
He's awesome. But like nothing really. I mean, I think everything's going to be revealed next week. We're going to see everything next week. So we didn't go into detail that. But I mean, those are our thoughts. Those are our predictions. Of course, we'd love to hear what you think. I mean, let us know if you watch the trailer for next week what you think about Nyssa returning and. Just like the whole League of Assassins. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Kind of sad the season's over, even though, man, it's been a long season. October to the almost like the midway point of May. It's like, whoo.
It's crazy to think,
23 episodes.
I was saying this earlier, how we started talking about like what we were looking forward to
seeing
we did
in
an
season Arrow,
2 back in like
preview.
July. It was a little after Comic-Con.
After Comic-Con, because after Comic-Con in about 3 months, they're going to have a sizzle reel.
Yeah.
We'll do a preview video probably then too, and then it's just a journey. It just keeps going, which is great. So as always, that's what we thought of this week's episode. You can come chat with us at thinkhero.com. We're also on this YouTube page, which is Think Hero Pro. We're also on Twitter. Dennis, Michael, or myself, if you want to talk to us about Arrow or any other shows that you're watching right now, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., if you're liking that too. We'll see, but that's at Think Hero. I'm at Griffin DE.
I'm at Mr. Michael Alexis.
And you can also have a Facebook page. That's facebook.com/ThinkHeroFans. Be sure to like, subscribe, spread the word, social media. And we can't wait to talk to you next week about the season 2 finale of Arrow. See you all next week.